This might not be new to you, but it's definitely new to me. Welcome to the back porch, the new addition, the Primo extra large oval ceramic grill. Super excited. I was in the market. Honestly, it's because of your feedback. There are so many times we get comments where I'll say something about a steak, I'll say something about this, and inevitably, that's a big word, I didn't say it right, a big green egg or the Primos will pop up. Komado Joe, the ceramic style cooker. Going forward, I would like to do like a mini series, especially devoting some time to this. Today, I'm gonna cook a chicken for my very first cook. To prove that, this bad boy's not even been used. I feel confident that I can get it, but I would, for you guys and gals, comment below and give me any tips or tricks you guys have. I try to give you as much information as I've obtained. The reason why I went with Primos is because it's American made. There are certain times where I truly try to get that done. And when I was looking back and forth between this one and the big green egg, to me, that on my pro list, that was very high on the list. And since they, in my opinion, looked extremely equal size, price-wise, that just kind of nodded it over the edge. I'm gonna do a quick walk around. I don't think there's much to walk around. I did get in the caster, the little case, whatever it's called, the little wheels. It's got 4 wheels. That means I love it already. Coming up, you got your vents right here. You guys can guide me through that. I do have a question about the vents, so don't let me forget that when we get up to the top vent. Shelves. They are fold down shelves. To be honest with you, I'm a little, just being honest, kind of a little not upset, but you spend that much money on a cooker, the shelves seem like an afterthought. Will they work? Absolutely. Are they there just to hold something? Yes, but kind of like more of a plastic style. The first thing I noticed is there's not really a place to hold utensils or anything like that. However,
what about right here?
Well, what are you going to hang? We love magnets. I have them just about on every single grill for different reasons. You can close a porthole that your thermometer wire sticks in so the smoke doesn't escape. I've used them on my Weber kettle before. So my vision is a magnet. Boy, that thing's thick. And you're not gonna hang a tool right there. Tongs, spatula, something like that. And if you don't want it there, pull that sucker off. We'll get to the lid in a minute. Got a big old American flag right there with your thermometer. And then this is pretty unique. I kind of like it, honestly. You got your numbers here. The reason why I said remember that is because I just wonder if you should try to match number with number. So there's a 1 there, and there's a 1 there for airflow. Or is it just like a kettle system where you just got to adjust it based on what you want? So you guys comment below. Like I said, all the tips and tricks are going to help us get there a lot faster. With this, it actually spins out a little bit more. So I've already talked to one person, and one person has had this for 2 years and didn't even know that existed. They have always opened it up like this. And I was like, well, that number matches that number. They're like, golly, I ain't even paid attention. I've just always done it like that. And I said, well, that's why we do these videos. So there we go. So we're gonna open it up. It's on a hinge lid. As heavy as it is, this is a super, super, super cool lid design. It just takes the pressure off. I like the fact that it opens up quite a bit. It doesn't seem like it's clammed down, like you're trying to move the lid to get some stuff. Got my tools with it, so let me figure this out. This is a little ash dumper. You come under here. You can scrape out your charcoal. These are separate grates. We'll take those out. We have our ceramic right here, which some people like to use them a lot and some people don't. On my Weber Summit, I actually don't use my defector plate quite often. Very few times I actually use it. And this is what holds that. And then this is where your charcoal will go. They've got a little divider right. Boy, that thing's heavy. That thing's cast iron. This is your charcoal area. I do already know that the charcoal can build up and not fall all the way through there, so I'm aware of that. So I definitely need to be able to brush that down and clean it out and all that stuff. I do like the divider. I don't know if it's really going to matter that much, but I can definitely understand the concept. There's plenty of times in cooking, I would probably say, if I'm not doing direct heat, it's a 2-zone system. I mean, it's just always a 2-zone system where you have your fire on one side and keep your fire away from the other. I think today we're going to do split chickens. I bought one chicken, split in half, cut the backbone out, and it's going to be my first cook. I'm just going to play with it. I'm going to do a pork butt tomorrow for the first time. We typically like to do a pork butt for our first cooks, but being so new to the ceramic world, I'm not an idiot. Let's pace ourselves. Let's make sure we have fire management first. I feel confident. I don't want to waste 15 hours on a pork butt, just have it go to waste. Somebody has mentioned already that I should fill the charcoal up to these holes. I think that's a lot of charcoal. Typically, I don't add that much charcoal. I'm more about efficiency. So, you know, like I said, any tips or tricks will work. Well, I'm going to go and get this set up. Show you guys my charcoal setup and all that stuff. Season the chicken, and we'll get it going for the first cook. I don't know really how to address this to the audience, but I really have some like awesome commenters, some people that watch religiously, some people that have followed me through thick and thin. On the Flat Top King Mode of the channel, we actually start off with charcoal grilling and cast iron cooking, and they go back when. I got this because I felt like it's a void not only on my deck, but some miscommunication that's been going on back and forth about like a Weber kettle, a Weber Summit, a Weber charcoal. And as a purchaser myself, which is actually the reason why I purchased this, because I felt like if I'm going to give you, like always, it doesn't matter if I get anything for free or not, I'm always going to give you the honest truth, right? I do not want these videos to be about which one is better, Primo or a Weber, right? I had the opportunity, and those videos are even out there way longer ago, you gotta excuse them, that I upgraded to the Weber Summit Charcoal Grill Center. Now, they've renamed it the Weber komado. That's them, that's not me. So mine is the original one. And the reason was that I was already familiar with the Weber kettle setup. I love the fact that you could adjust the temperatures a lot faster. When I was doing my research, that was one of the, probably a negative in my opinion, was if you overshoot your temperature on a ceramic, it's extremely hard to get it back down. If you guys have other opinions about that, comment below, because I need that information, because that's what I'm going off of. So today's my first cook. Tomorrow we're going to film a pork butt, but I want to get right into head-to-head competitions of why I think they're so uniquely different, but yet they're also similar. And, you know, you really got to choose your path on which one, because I really think that they should be able to create some fantastic. I know one of them is my all-time favorite. It'll never leave my deck.
The Weber Summit.
Will never leave my deck.
But actually, can I just say, we bought that even before we started YouTube. Like, so we've had that like 7 years now, maybe 8 years. That will forever be. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That will forever have a place on the deck. Others come and go.
But I say that because I am going to be honest about it, right? Leave my passion behind that grill out of it and just try to keep it as neutral as possible and let the chips fall where they may. But we're going to have to go through that series. So if you guys are interested in series, obviously let us know what you guys are looking for. Like if you guys are in the market for a komado or a kettle style grill. And that's really what the series is going to be about. A lot of head-to-heads, like same protein on this, same protein on that. Can we manage the fires the same way? How often do I have to come back out here versus there? So that's what it's about. I didn't necessarily want that to be in this video based on how excited I am about this grill. I got this grill and I'm super excited to use it. I am also extremely excited to what we can do with it with videos coming down, especially head-to-heads. So there we go. 2 halves, 2 different flavors. I've been absolutely wearing this out since we launched it. Salt, pepper, garlic, and jalapeno. So I'm gonna kind of put this on there for more like color, right? So my barbecue seasoning, cue that. It's a little bit darker on the color, so I think it's gonna cheat the system a little bit when it comes to color. So this one to keep it a little bit more natural. Just find all the nooks and crannies. See that cue that's already got that mahogany color, so that's why I just did half and half. They say you eat with your eyes, so I must look good, don't I? A big old piece of juicy chicken.
Because you eat with your eyes.
You do. Ooh, all right, for the first one, I'm rocking my Rockwood. Get it? All right, I'll be here all day, folks, literally. Lately, I've been actually making my own fire starters. We can get that to another video. And so the idea, I'm gonna do this for the very first time. Now we have our own chimneys that we sell. I'm very familiar with the chimney and charcoal and all that stuff, but I don't want to overshoot, right? So we'd add about 10 or 15 briquettes to a chimney, start it, and then dump that in there and let it eat. But what I'm gonna do today, this is my first rodeo, is kind of just come down here, find like a little spot right there. Just come about right there. My air vents wide open on the bottom. I'm gonna let that eat up. I'm just gonna rearrange these little coals there, kind of make a little teepee, something like that. This is where the confidence level drops a little bit on the Weber kettle or the Weber Summit. However you guys want to talk about it, we can get to that later. Like I said, I don't use a baffle plate. I don't use any diffuser or anything. I would just let it go naturally. So, I mean, I don't know which one's going to matter. So we're going to put it on there because it came with it. I don't know if it's right or wrong. That's what this thing's all about. You guys tell me. So I'm going to close the lid. And we're going to start playing with it. I'm going to keep it fully open to probably, if my target is about 300 degrees, then I'm going to keep it open to about 200 and maybe 25 on my Weber. I can usually stop at about 25 to 50 degrees cooler than what it needs to be before I start adjusting the dampers. With this being so insulated, I don't know yet. I ain't played around with it enough, and that's why we're doing it. Alrighty, just closed it, dialing it down. I don't know. We'll do a 3. I'll back it down up here. I don't know. I'm going to start off, I guess, with like a 2. I don't know. Let's play around with it. I do know that for me to add charcoal, I guess I don't know how you guys do this. That's why I don't ever use these dang things. Ooh, that might be overlit. That might be overlit. First mistake. Some hickory chunks. I'm sure I could add the charcoal, the wood chips before I got everything heated up. All right, if I make any changes, let me close that lid, I know everything's gonna get hot. If I make any changes, I'll let you know. I'm on 2 on the bottom, 3 on top. I might actually break this down to a 1, calm that fire down just a little bit. That might have been a little bit too much charcoal. We're under 250 now. It's going to climb a little bit. Ooh, that smells good. That smells good. Hour and a half later, while I mowed the yard, my daughter was in charge of making sure this didn't spike. It got up to about 340. And I said, honey, if it's at 300 degrees and goes to 340, that's a spike. I got off my lawnmower, I adjusted the dampers. It came back down relatively quick, and it's been pegged at 300 literally ever since. So, since I'm doing a pork butt tomorrow, I already see where it's at here. I'm just going to line it up about right there. And this is just for me for tomorrow. And then down here, I'm going to go ahead and mark it about right there. And what that does is that gives me a guide for tomorrow of what temperature I can shoot for with my gauges. 300 is a little hot for that pork butt tomorrow, which means I can dial it down a little bit more. So what we're going to do... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're done. Came out here to grab my tongs because I couldn't find them, and I forgot I added my magnet and hung my tongs off of it. Golly. On my kettle, what I would do, since I don't use a diffuser plate, I would just rotate it around and kind of finish it over that hot coal, like a direct heat style. But we don't have that luxury. You can't slot it. I don't want to add the other grate, so I guess I'm just going to finish it like this. So my guess is maybe because the heat comes around it, this one got done a little bit faster.
Heck, maybe you just don't even use that piece, since it's more of a hassle to take in and out.
I'm gonna go just like that. That's what I was thinking right there. So, how often do you guys use your diffusers? Already, I've just never seen the need. So how often do you guys use diffusers? Why do you use them? I'd much rather have it just like this. I think it just gives you a lot more flexibility. Plus, where do you put it? You know, like when you're done with it, like mine's, at least I have tons of storage. But anyways, I want to close the lid just for a minute and finish this video up. All right, just closed all my dampers. It only took about 6 or 8 minutes. I like the fact that it's finishing on coal. Oh yeah. 'Cause, 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 be interesting to see. I'm actually going to time it. I've closed my dampers completely. And it'd be interesting to see how long it takes to cool down. I have to say, just by appearance alone, super impressed. That's what happens when you have charcoal and hickory chunks. That's how we grew up, was charcoal and hickory chunks. So some things to mention about that. So there's already things that I like and don't like. It's not the fact, I should say this, it's not the fact I don't like. I'm just not accustomed to. On that Weber, we're able to move that grate around. Don't really have a lot of workarounds. I think different systems are going to benefit different people. Tomorrow, we're going to come out here and we're going to cook our first pork butt. Some things I am impressed with right away is temperature stability. Although it did spike with my daughter watching it, I don't think she understood what she was looking at. But I was confident enough in the first 40 minutes to leave a 13-year-old out here as long as I'm in the yard. And of course, she was on her phone the whole time. She had no idea what was going on. But I feel like I could adjust the temperatures relatively quickly and they actually would have responded. I hear all the time that they're hard to adjust temperatures. I actually didn't find that. Now, I don't know what it's like long term, but to be able to adjust 25, 30 degrees that rapidly, I thought it was right on par with what I've been used to. It'll be interesting to see how much charcoal we go through tomorrow, and looking forward to it. So yeah, like I said, tips and tricks, if you guys can comment below, help this process out a little bit faster, the learning curve, what you guys have experienced over the years, and looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it, and about the head-to-heads and just being back on charcoal. Just give me another reason to be on charcoal, and that's what it's about. So cue that, and this was Spice That. Not that much color difference. I thought it'd be a little bit different, but you can see this might be a hair darker, but it should be because of the barbecue seasoning, but looks really good. So
well, that's a juicy chicken.
I'd call game, set, match on that one. It's funny, I've been around grills my whole entire life, and even the very first time you start one, you're just a little bit hesitant, a little bit nervous, you know, like, especially to put out there for the world to see on YouTube. Good Lord. Woo, that thing sucker's hot. It's probably a little bit too hot right now. That's one that was over direct fire for a minute. Yeah. Juicy chicken. Golly. That's juicy too. This is bite right here. Of course, thighs are traditionally juicier. Taste that bite right there. And just look at it. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Juicy chicken.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
All right, guys, there you go. So if you're interested, look out for video number 2. Second cook, first cook, whatever you want to call it. Really, I just did the chicken because I really needed to get a grasp on what to expect with a charcoal, how it's going to operate, what numbers I need to use, and all that stuff. So look out for that pork butt tomorrow, or I guess the next video that pops up.
I'd say you nailed it, babe. First time on a ceramic grill, I'd say you nailed it.
Not near as intimidating as what I expected. As much cooking as that I've done, not near as intimidating as what I've expected. I already had a mindset in mind, and it's already quickly changing. So you'll have to see those results in another video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace.
I mean, that's a winner.
Yeah, that's juicy.
That spice, that's good too. Gets you in the back of the throat.